Hello, how are you? Come on through. Hi, how are you? Do you just want to practice? Yeah? Okay. I'll move around. I haven't moved. Hi, how are you? Was it good? You know, Adriana said it, but it was danger to have it ordered exactly the moment that we got out because folks were like, if we wait long enough, maybe it's free pizza. I'm like, she's right here. She's coming. Yeah,
If the pizza picker ever doesn't show up, do you guys eat it?
you do. But you came. Yeah, why not? Hi, y'all. We'll start in a couple minutes. We're waiting just on a few more folks to come in, but take your time, get comfortable. We'll grab all of the props, 2 blocks, a blanket, a strap, and some therapy balls. We'll get some time to roll later on in class. I can also bring things over to you later on. Hello. And we'll start in a moment. Hi. You guys good there? Great. Yeah. Long weekends. Yeah. Sure.
The newer ones that are harder.
Sure, yep. Hi, Elena. Let's see. All right, y'all, welcome. We're waiting on 3 more folks to come in. There's plenty of room, but just a suggestion, if you see a little extra space next to you on the right or on the left, you might just scooch an inch closer, because as people are looking for parking in the neighborhood or coming in on Sunday, they'll probably slide right in, and that'll be really helpful. Yes, we'll use all of the props: blanket, strap, therapy balls, blocks. I can bring things to you as needed, and some water if you need some. Yay. And then, yeah, all the props are up here in the front. There's some blocks over in the front corner, straps and therapy balls here. Hi. Props are here for you. There's blocks, and then in those baskets, there's the strap and therapy balls. Yeah. All right. It's great to be with you all. So many of you I recognize from being at the studio or coming to class or taking class, but on the off chance we didn't get to meet yet, I'm not Mariel. My name is Anisha, and I'm very, very happy to be here with you all. We'll get to announcements after class, because I was like, say the announcements, but I've forgotten what every single one is, and after I practice, I get to some of them. But there was some pre-class requests of an arm balance, which I will be indulging this morning. But are there any other requests that your body's needing on the Sunday morning? Any poses, any body parts, any areas that need a little extra attention? Happy to weave them all the way into class. Hip openers, me too. Feet, yes, feet and hips. Shoulders, knees, toes, yes. Core, so the entire body. But yes, we can definitely get some extra time and love into all those spots. Happy Earth Day, happy 420 for those that celebrate and honor. Happy Easter? Yeah? Okay. That one too. It's a big day. Do they normally all fall on the same day every year? Oh, the perfect storm of everything happening. Yeah, a sweet time to practice. It's the season of spring where not only is the weather starting to shift, it's getting actually spring and warmer, the pollen is emerging, but it's a beautiful time of year to start to see everything that's been coming into fruition all winter long. So as we practice today, my agenda is to do a few rounds of pranayama in the beginning and in the after to really welcome in that new spring energy. That being noted, I direct you to the tissue boxes that are located here. There's some on the outside. I like to say that's what sleeves are built for, because things are constantly churning. But take breaks, sip water, hydrate, modify, support yourself in any way that you can, because I often say it's not just this time of practice we have, it's not just this lifetime, but it's lifetimes beyond that we get to share this practice with ourselves and each other. So we'll see where it takes us today. I'm really happy you're here. Let's start in a comfortable seat, however that looks for you. You can definitely start lying down on the floor. You might sit cross-legged or up on your knees. A suggestion to maybe sit up on your blanket or on your block, just so that your hips can naturally be higher than your knees. This will help the hip flexors soften and the low back really lift and lengthen to stack the deck in your favor. And as your hands fall anywhere they fall, into your lap or on top of your thighs, let your eyes soften or close so you can listen for your breath. When we close our eyes, it gives us a moment to turn in towards the darkness. that expansive, illuminating, generative darkness through which you begin to see your own reflection revealing itself to you. As you slowly become more familiar with the dark, you might start to see some flashes of color or light, or any familiar forms, shapes, or patterns that you've noticed throughout your morning. And as you take the time to notice what you cannot see, but you can clearly feel, can you begin to listen for your breath? Without the need to change or lengthen or shift it. A moment to simply witness where your breath prefers to be. Perhaps it's more in the front of your body, maybe higher up in your chest. And now the more you notice your breath, can you let it naturally begin to deepen? Where each breath in moves from your nose, down into your belly, and up into your heart. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through the very top of your head, creating more space for more breath. A few more rounds just on your own, where each inhale moves in, down, and wide. And every exhale offers itself up and out through each fiber of your being. We'll begin our time and our practice here with each other with 3 rounds of breath, followed by the sound of 3 ohms. A sound that reminds you your voice, inherently powerful, unwavering, and peaceful, can be combined in the harmony of all those around you. You're more than welcome to just listen or sing along. But take a moment to gather your hands to center anywhere that feels for you, somewhere on your body or in front of your heart in that moment of self-reverence. If your hands are in Anjali Mudra, you might pull your thumbs back to touch your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs to meet yourself where you are. Wait for the inhale to fill you up. And exhale to offer the breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. Inhale in for Om. Keeping that connection inward as best as you can. Let your hands release. Gently blink your eyes open. And we'll stay seated for a moment longer to get into a few rounds of pranayama. So if your legs are crossed, you might switch which shin or ankle is on top to mix it up. But for this alternate nostril breath called Nadi Shodhana, it's a moment to see the difference or similarities between the right and left side. It's a breath practice I like to do in the spring to welcome in the new season. So it looks like this. You'll bring in a moment one hand to your thumb, your middle 2 fingers between your eyebrows, and one hand to your left nostril. And then as you sit up tall, you'll close one, breathe in through the right, and exhale through the left. Then inhale through the left and exhale through the right. That'll be 1 cycle. We'll take it for 30 seconds, following your pace. I invite you to move at your own rhythm, take breaks, or catch up when you'd like, but we'll do it twice in 2 rounds. So when the time comes, sit up nice and tall, Bring your favorite hand to your right nostril. Middle two fingers tap right in between your eyebrows, and let your ring finger rest on your left nostril. Now as you lift the heart, lift the chest, breathe in through both nostrils. And exhale out through both nostrils yet again. Let the shoulders and jaws soften. Now slowly close the left. Inhale through just your right. Gently close the right and exhale through the left. When your inhale comes, inhale through just your left. Close your left and exhale through the right. It's one round, continuing on your own, following your pace. Can you keep letting the spine grow tall, lift up through the chest? Let the shoulders and jaw soften as your left hand stays soft in your lap or on your thighs. We're thought to have so many channels of energy in the body, so many nadis of energy. The right, the Pingala nadi, the more solar, forward-moving, active. And the left, the Ida nadi, the lunar, the restorative, the restful. Neither can exist without the other. So as you continue for 10 more seconds, can you even out the rate of the inhale on 1? Slow down the exhale without gasping or gripping that breath. There's no rush. When you finish your exhale through the right nostril, let the eyes stay soft as you release both hands into your lap. Once the hands release, take a breath in through both nostrils. Notice the difference from side to side. And exhale through the nose, once again, to offer the breath out. Take another, breathe into your belly and up into your heart. And exhale through your nose or parted lips to let all of the breath go. And now keeping one thread of awareness inward, blink your eyes open and come forward to tabletop so we can start to link movement and breath together for rounds of cat and cow. In your tabletop today, have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. You might use them as we start to move around. Bring your hands as wide as your mat, take up a little extra room, and let your index fingers point straight ahead to the front of your mat. With your knees under your hips, curl all 10 of those toes under. Feel the arches and webbing of your feet. And now begin to round and arch your spine through rounds of cat and cow. Let's take 5 cycles of breath just on your own, meaning maybe you take a breath per movement. Maybe you stay more rounded or arched for a few extra breaths. You might even draw your right hip to your right shoulder and breathe into the left side of your body and vice versa. But as you warm the body and start to link your breath and movement together, can you slow each breath down just like you did in that seated pranayama? Sniff in more at the top of your inhale and lengthen through each exhalation. When you find your next breath, come through center in your tabletop. Watch for your props and any friends behind you as we find a calf stretch. Reach the right leg back. Tuck the toes under and reach through your heel to see what you're working with through the back of the leg. As your heel goes back, you might keep it still, you might gently rock it forward and back, but can you slide the bottom of your heart forward so that all 4 sides of your neck can grow longer? A breath or 2 on side 1, and then switch. Bend your right knee, reach back through the left. Think heel to the back of the room as the top of your head slides forward towards the front of your mat. A bigger breath in, and an even longer breath out. Now come back to table, find your neutral spine. Walk your hands a handprint forward of your shoulders, keep them as wide as your mat. Bring your knees back behind your hips, and with your toes curled under, we'll meet in downward facing dog. Take as much time and as many breaths as you need to find your way there. In your down dog, walk your feet a centimeter wider than they already are, so take up a drop extra room between your legs. And now lift both heels and soften your knees so that your hamstrings and the backs of your legs can release for a moment. Now with your knees soft, stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. Feel the curve in and through your low back. Keep your left knee bent and let your right heel get heavier to the floor to see what you feel in the back of the leg. And now bend your right knee, pedal the left heel down as you lift your butt to the sky. Take a big breath in and a longer breath out. At the bottom of your breath, lift the heels. Tiny bend in your knees, look forward. And 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your hands to walk it into your forward fold. Your blocks are right there. You might bring your hands to blocks out in front of your feet so the floor really meets you where you are. I like to widen the feet and soften the knees to give my low back and hips some extra room. But as your head gets heavier to the earth, take a deeper breath in and an even longer breath out through every direction of your being. And now hands climb up onto your hips, stand down through your legs, and on an inhale, come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. With your feet right under those hips, take an inhale to reach your arms forward and up to the sky. And exhale to soften the knees as you fold over your legs. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, grow longer through your spine. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Plant your palms to the top of your mat, walk your feet to the back of your mat to take it back to downward facing dog. On your inhale, come forward to plank pose. Find the top of your push-up. Your knees might be down, your knees might be up. But without moving your arms and legs, hug your palms towards each other from right to left. Feel the forearms and those biceps engage. Now hug your legs towards each other as if they could become one pillar. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, look forward as you bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. With your hands as wide as your mat, inhale to rise for cobra or baby cobra as you lift up through the chest. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. With each inhalation, can you feel your palms hug towards each other so the energy rises up from the floor into the shoulder blades? And now as you hug the hands towards each other, take a big breath in. And on your exhale, push your arms down and forward to lift your tush up and back to the wall behind you, creating more space for more breath. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out through every fiber of your being. At the bottom of your breath, lift the heels. Tiny bend in your knees, look forward and come forward, your feet towards your hands into your forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway to lengthen, grow longer through your spine. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a breath in to rise, stand through your legs, reach up through your arms, get a drop taller, and exhale to let your hands come down by your sides. One more time, really follow your breath more than my voice. As you inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. On your exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Wait for your inhale to lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins or blocks. And on your exhale, fold, plant your palms, step it back to plank pose. Take a breath in, hug the arms and legs towards each other from right to left. And as you exhale, lower all the way down to your belly, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to rise for Cobra or Bhujangasana. Press the feet into the earth as you lift up through your heart. And exhale to bring it back to Down Dog, Tabletop, or Puppy Pose. 3 more slow, steady breaths. The breath that moves first in the direction of your heart. And yes, you have that very physical beating heart slightly to the left of your center. But when we say the word heart in yoga practice, it's that spiritual heart, the one that lives not just in the front, not just in the back, but in the very center of your being. And as the heart begins to awaken and illuminate the mind inspires the full agency and breath of your body. So take another long breath in as it fills you up from bottom to top. And exhale to pour the breath out through every direction. When you find your exhale, lift the heels, soften your knees, look forward, and come forward into your standing forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway to lengthen. Can you grow longer through your heart? And exhale to keep that length as you fold and bow in. Use your own fists, measure your feet 2 fists width apart. And as you keep your toes pointing straight ahead, bend your knees and climb your palms up onto your thighs for chair pose, Utkatasana. As the hips get heavy, guide your knees open towards those second and third toes. Let your tush get heavy as you press into the thighs to lift your chest. You could stay here for lots more stability in the low back. Or to add some heat in the upper body, reach your arms overhead. But listen for your breath. Take a full breath in and down. Stay for your exhale. Let the hips get heavier to the earth as you lift your heart and your gaze away from the floor. Now inhale to come all the way up to rise. Reach up to touch the sky. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward and step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge. Lower your back knee down onto the floor or a blanket for some extra padding. Once that back knee is down, hug your legs towards each other, meaning pull the right heel back and the left thigh forward as you climb your hands up onto your hips to come more upright. Keep that right hand on your hip, reach your left arm up to the sky. Take a big breath in, grow tall through the left fingers, and slowly tip up and over to the right for a side bend. You might keep your right hand on your hip as an anchor, or perhaps your right hand grabs onto your left wrist. But as you tip to the right, slide the ribs back to broaden the middle of your back. Slide your ears back to lift your chin. Take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Maybe bend 1 more inch into that right thigh. Now inhale to come up through center. Bring your hands to the ground. Lift your back knee and thigh up off the floor and step your left foot forward to meet your right to come into your forward fold. Inhale to come up halfway to lengthen. Reach long through your heart. Hold, bowing in. With those feet 2 fists width apart, 1 more time. Bend your knees. Sit back through your hips. Maybe hands come to your thighs. Your hips are overhead. Utkatasana, round 2. As your tush gets heavy and the knees guide open towards those second and third toes, think bottom ribs back so you can breathe into the middle of your back. Slide your ears back to lift your chin. And if your arms are overhead, spread your fingers, bring them back 1 more inch in line with your ears as you sit lower to the earth. Take a big breath in to rise, reach up, touch the sky. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in. With your left foot forward, step your right foot back to catch your lunge. Lower the back knee to the floor or any padding that suits you. Now, before we lift the torso, really engage through the legs by hugging the left heel back and the right knee and thigh forward. And now, keeping the legs hugging in, bring your hands up onto your hips. Lift up through the heart, look away from the ground as you reach up through the right arm. Take a full breath in, and on your exhale, tip over to the left for a side bend. Can you wrap your right hip forward, the left hip back, and maybe your left hand stays exactly where it is or it catches onto the right wrist. But think bottom ribs back, ears back to lift your chin as you take a full breath in. Stay for the exhale, maybe bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. And now on your inhale, come up through center. Bring both hands to your sticky mat and step your left foot back to meet your right to take it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from side to side. Notice any difference in sensation you feel from one leg to the other. Now with your hands as wide as your mat, inhale through to plank pose. You exhale, lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Cobra, Bhujangasana. Think shoulder blades together on the upper back. And on your exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. A full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. Now from your down dog, lift the right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel all the way to the floor. And for this one, climb your right forearm up onto your right thigh as you bring your left hand to your hip for prep and extended side angle. Now, before we add the upper body, peek down at your legs and see that the right knee and toes are pointing forward. And now, without moving your feet, can you hug your legs in towards each other? Feel the inner thighs begin to engage. Keep that as you shrug the right shoulder up and back, the left shoulder up and back, and slide your ears back so your head is over your chest. You can stay here with your hand on your hip. You might reach the left arm to the ceiling or overhead towards the front of the room as you take a longer breath in and a steadier breath out. Good, stay here for one more breath. Or to add a little spice in the torso, change nothing in your upper body, just slide your right elbow to the inside of your right thigh, letting your right fingertips face the long edge of your mat. Now press your right thigh back into your elbow, elbow into your thigh, and let that turn your chest open to the left, maybe to the sky. A bigger breath in. Stay for one more exhale. And now reach the left arm towards the back of the room. On an inhale, rise for warrior two. Stay for the exhale as you bend into the front leg. On your inhale, press the right leg straight. Take a breath, get long through the fingertips. And on your exhale, Trikonasana, bring your right hand to your block or to the ground. For today, let's come to the inside of the right foot to move to where we're going. Once your right hand comes to a block at any height or the floor, feel those feet on the ground again. Without moving them, hug them in towards each other, like you could pull energy from the ground up into your legs. And now as you push your feet down and apart, slide the shoulders back, the ears back to lean back against yourself. A bigger breath in. One more exhale to offer it out. And now on your breath, look to the ground. Bring your hands to the floor and step back through the right foot for downward facing dog. Oh. One thing I've noticed since I've been practicing and teaching, everyone's very appropriate and silent, but the amount of groans and grunts that I make coming in and out of poses is concerning. So know that it's not you, it's me. And notice what you see and feel. So for the other side, lift the left leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the floor. And for Parsvottanasana prep, left forearm to your left thigh, and just start with the right hand on your hip for a moment. Now as you feel or look at the left toes, see that they're pointing to the front of the room and your left knee is in the direction of those toes. Without moving your feet, hug your legs together, like you could pull energy from the floor up into the hips. And now as you hug both shoulder blades together, slide your ears back so your head is over your chest. Stay here, maybe reach the right arm to the sky or overhead towards the front of the room. But remember the breath. Each inhale moves in and down. As you exhale, bend one more inch into that left thigh as you slide your ears back. Now stay here breathing. Or keeping the left elbow bent, you might bring your left elbow to the inside of your left thigh to create some resistance. Press your thigh into your elbow, press your elbow back into your thigh, and use that to turn your belly, your chest open to the right, maybe to the ceiling. A bigger breath in. Stay for your exhale. And now reach back through the right hand, and on your inhale, rise for warrior two. Stay for the exhale and bend one more inch into the front leg. Press the left leg straight. Take a breath, get long through the fingertips. And as you exhale, Trikonasana, left hand comes to your block or to the floor on the inside of that left leg. Take the tiniest bend in your knees if you know they tend to lock. And now without moving your feet, hug your legs in towards each other. As the legs hug in, press down into that left bottom hand, reach your right arm straight up towards the ceiling, and then slide the shoulders and ears back to lean back against yourself. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now on your inhale, look to the earth. Bring both hands to the ground and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from one side to the other and notice what you feel and see. Now from your down dog, lower both knees to the floor, come into tabletop. Find your blocks and bring them to their highest height somewhere in the middle of your mat. So they'll come as wide as your mat nice and high, somewhere to the middle. Now, some of us have been together before where I've done this, so not a pop quiz, everyone passes, but I want you to try and see what this feels like. So with those blocks at their highest height in the middle of your mat, everyone bring your palms to the floor in front of your blocks. So your forearms will come right in front of the blocks itself. That's it. Once your hands come down, walk your knees back so that they're behind your hips. And now look forward, take a breath. What I'd like for you to do is lower all the way down to your belly without hitting the blocks or without letting them drop. Yay! Yay! And then awkwardly press yourself up and take it back to sit onto your heels. Nice! That was it. We're doing the thumbs up, thumbs down gauge-o-meter. Adriana and I have been talking about, her and I sometimes drive to the studio to teach, and instead of, we are all human, and road rage is real, driving from West Philly, but we've just been giving thumbs down to people if they cut us off. So anytime I'm often thinking of who has wronged me in the car. No one, it's just in my own head. But, okay. So, like I mentioned, we're moving towards an arm balance later on in class. And arm balance, every single arm balance is a big, deep hip opener on top of chaturanga in the arm. So we've done those low planks a few times in class. And when my first teacher taught me this trick, it really stuck in my head to teach me where my body needs to be in space. So in different movement styles, there's so many different kinds of quote unquote push-ups. There's one when I said don't hit the block. Some of you did this one. We love to see it. You'll feel it on the triceps. Some of you did this. Yeah, and then lowered down. Also great, all valid options. But in the sake of moving towards the arm balance, what I want you to try and think of, the blocks act as a little reference point to show you how far forward you got to bring your chest so that you don't even touch the blocks. I'm thinking bottom of my heart forward so that when I bend my elbows, you notice how my elbows are right over the shoulders, the forearms are vertical, without this happening. I'm still trying to keep the chest reaching forward as I land the hips, and then maybe a little cobra here. You might graze the blocks, but the idea is not to come here. Forearms is vertical, and then you come back to table. Can we try it again? Try it again on your own, see what it feels like. When you bring your blocks as wide as your mat, it's not that your hands will come this wide all the time, it's just so your torso has space to come down into. Now with your hands in front of the blocks, walk your knees back behind your hips, try to look forward and take a breath, see where you're going. Now as you inhale, reach your heart forward, bend your elbows back until your hips land onto the ground, and then maybe an awkward block still there, cobra. If they drop, that's okay, lift up through the chest, and exhale to take it back to tabletop or plank. Nice, did that feel different for anyone? Yeah, maybe you felt something different somewhere else than other places? Okay. You can remember that or forget about it. We won't do it with the blocks, but we'll do a few chaturangas in class. So clear the blocks out of the way. Come into your downward facing dog as your hips lift to the sky. And now from your down dog, do bring your hands as wide as your mat. Take up that space. Inhale through to plank pose. Remember the imaginary blocks behind your forearms. Exhale to lower, chaturanga dandasana. Shoulder blades hug together. Land your pelvis, your belly, your hips. Inhale to rise for cobra. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Nice. From your down dog, lift the right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. And now pivot your hands and feet over to the left side of your mat to come into your wide-legged forward fold. We're not coming up halfway, but if you do feel like there's a butt very close to your head, you might stagger with your friends. And now with a soft bend in your knees, lift and spread your toes and squeeze your legs towards each other. Hug them in. As you hug your feet, your legs together, take a full breath in. And on your exhale, perhaps you soften the elbows as you bow in towards yourself. Take a full breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. Now for this hybrid pose called down dog lunge, keep your left foot exactly where it is. turn your right knee and toes to face the front of the room as you bend your right knee like warrior two. Walk your hands to the top left corner of your mat, even onto the floorboards off of your mat. Imagine if you could split this pose in half. From your hips up, you're in downward facing dog. From your hips down, you're in warrior two for a hip opener. So as you push your palms down and forward, lift your hips up and back towards the long edge of your mat. And now a full breath in. Stay for your exhale. You might bend 1 more inch into the right thigh as you guide your right knee open towards your pinky toes. Good, let that head stay heavy. Keep walking your hands back to frame out your right foot, catch the lunge, and step your right foot back to meet your left for downward facing dog. Couple more times together with your hands as wide as your mat. Inhale through to plank pose. Clear the imaginary blocks as you look forward. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath to rise, Cobra Bhujangasana. And on your exhale, follow your pace to take it back to down dog. From your down dog, float the left leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. You might bring your strap with you as you pivot your hands and feet to the right. We'll take a shoulder stretch in this wide-legged forward fold. So I love to hold the strap between my hands because it gives my chest so much extra room. You can also interlace your fingers. But once your hands come to the lowest part of your back, bend your elbows and hug your shoulder blades together. Now take an inhale to reach your arms off of your tush towards the sky as you let your head get heavy. Now as the arms lift, try not to forget about your legs. Each breath in, hug your legs and feet together. Each exhale, try to tug your strap apart as the shoulder blades come together on your upper back. A bigger breath in. Stay for the exhale. Maybe your hands reach overhead towards the long edge of your mat. And now slow and steady, release your hands back to your hips. Ditch your strap if you have it, we'll use it later. Turn your left knee and toes to catch your lunge. And for down dog lunge on the other side, walk your hands to the top right corner of your mat. Good, as you keep the left knee and toes pointing straight ahead, use those hands out in front of you, push them down and forward to lift your tush up and back towards the left side as you take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out through every direction. Now hands continue to walk back to the front of your mat, frame out the left foot and step it all the way back to downward facing dog. This time from your down dog, we meet on our bellies. You can come there however you'd like. You might lower your knees to the floor and slither down. You might come through plank to lower onto the floor. But once you're on your belly, make a pillow with your hands. Rest on your forehead or rest on one of your cheeks. Stretch your legs long back behind you as you close your eyes and listen for the full depth of your breath. We started class a while ago with that alternate nostril breathing, the Nadi Shodhana. The word Nadi in Sanskrit translates to a river or a channel. And you're thought to have an infinite amount of those channels of energy in your body. There's a main one that runs along the spine, your Sushumna Nadi. And then there's the right and the left side that kind of swirl and intermix with one another. They don't exist without the other. So as you take a moment here to lay against the earth and feel the full depth of your breath, can you breathe into the front of your body so the entire back of you expands and widens, the low back, the back of your heart. And as you breathe and expand the back of your body, can the front of you get more sensitive and receptive to your breath? Now, keeping that connection to your breath as best as you can, stay on the ground, and we take a round of locust pose here on the earth, Shalabhasana. So reach your arms alongside of you, flip your palms down to face the floor, and let your forehead rest for a moment on the ground. Before we lift, feel your legs in space, and by no means do they have to touch, but energetically hug the thighs in towards each other. Now hug the shoulder blades towards each other. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your heart, float your arms up off of the earth, And exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground. As you take flight, try to soften or close your eyes to really hear for the sound of your breath. Every inhale, hug the inner thighs towards each other and think inseams of your pants towards the ceiling so your pinky toes face the earth. Now hug the shoulder blades together. Lift your palms a centimeter more. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, release. Lower down. Rest on your other cheek or on your other palm. Close or soften your eyes and feel for the full depth of your breath. Let it wash its way over you. An inhale that moves in and down. And a longer, steadier breath out through every fiber of your being. Keep that connection to your breath as best as you can. As you bring your hands to either side of your chest, press yourself up through to tabletop. Sit back onto your heels for a moment, sip water, shake it out. We'll take a thigh stretch in a moment or two. I turned the fans on. Is that helping? Okay. Humid already began. April. We're here now. The choices we've made in Philadelphia. I love it. So for the thigh stretch, we'll take a thigh stretch with a twist. You might have a blanket underneath your knees for a little extra padding. You might also have blocks underneath your hands so the floor comes higher up to you. But after you're hydrated, come to all fours in your position and step your right foot to the outside of your right hand for this lizard lunge. With both of your hands on the inside of your right leg, walk your left hand with or without the block over to the left and climb your right palm up onto your right thigh. Good, now just check to see that your left knee isn't directly under your hip. If it is, walk the left knee back so the thigh is more at a diagonal. And just like we did in the first lunge, hug your legs together. Pull the right heel back and the left thigh forward. Now bend your left knee to lift your left toes off of the floor. Stay right here breathing. You might reach the right hand towards the back of the room. It might grab onto the foot. You might lasso a strap around the foot. Or if you're wearing socks, which I don't think anyone is, you might hold the socks too. But as you come into twisted monkey, slide the ribs back, hug the right shoulder up and back, and then bring your ears back so your head is over your heart. You might stay exactly where you are. Or to play with a variation, you might look forward and bring your left hand forward of your left shoulder on the ground or on a block. You might also lower your left forearm down onto the ground or the block itself. But take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for the exhale. Slide the ribs back, the ears back as you bend 1 more inch into the right front thigh. Now on your inhale, look to the floor. Gently release that left foot. Bring your ground and tabletop. Step the right knee back. We feel a semblance of a thigh stretch in there? The left thigh whispering or screaming at you? Okay, just checking because we can do more. So left foot to the outside of your left hand for lizard lunge. The higher up you are on fingertips, the higher up you are on blocks, the more space it gives your torso to rotate. And as you walk your right hand off to the right, bring your left palm to your left thigh. And from the belly, turn your chest to the left. Now hug your knees, your legs together as you bend your right knee to lift the right toes up off of the floor. Be here breathing the whole time. Or maybe your left hand reaches around to grab the right foot, a strap, or even the leg of your pant legs. But as you hold on to the leg, think both shoulder blades together. And then notice if your head is going forward of your shoulders, can you slide it back so it's in line with your heart? A breath here, in through the nose, out through the nose, or parted lips. If you did so on side 1 and you'd like to explore, maybe you walk your right hand forward of your right shoulder as your chest turns to the left. Maybe you lower down onto your right forearm as your chest turns to the left. But take a full breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Slide the ribs back as you turn your chest towards the left thigh. On your inhale, look to the ground. Slowly release the hold of your foot. Plant your palms and take it back to tabletop onto your hands and your knees. And from table, With all the breath that you need to get there, we'll meet in downward facing dog as you lift your hips up and back to the wall behind. From your down dog, a deeper breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. In down dog, lift both heels high, tiny bend in your knees. Walk or hop your feet up towards your hands to come into your standing forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, grow longer through your heart. And as you exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a long breath in to rise, stand through your legs, reach up through your arms, get a drop taller than you were. And on your exhale, let your hands come down by your sides. Find your strap one more time for coming into Gomukhasana in the arms, a shoulder stretch. So you can have your strap like a long jump rope and hold it in your right hand. And now reach your right arm all the way up to the sky. Bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat on the back. And now, depending on space, you can reach your left arm to the side, turn your left thumb to the floor, and bend your left elbow to grab the dangly edge of the strap behind you. Some folks might have the fingertips touching. Some folks, like me, our hands are wide apart, less about how close they can be, but the actions that we find here. So tiny bend in your knees if they lock. And now wrap your right elbow towards your right ear, like you're holding a phone between your ear and your arm. Slide your left elbow more to the middle of your spine, to the right. And now create some resistance. Gently tug your strap apart as you press your head back and slide the ribs back. You can close your eyes and stay here with your shoulders over your hips. Or we've done a side bend already. Maybe you slowly tip up and over to the left as you press your head back. Take a deeper breath in. Stay for one more exhale to offer the breath out. And then inhale to press your head back as you come up through center. And then unravel your arms as you release and shake it out. For the second side, grab your strap in your left hand. Reach up through the left fingertips and bend your left elbow to give yourself a pat on the back. No one else? Okay, just check. You don't have to. I'm like, this arm is not attached. Reach the right arm down, turn it to the floor, and now bend your right elbow to grab the dangly edge of the strap. Notice if the knees locked. Tiny bend in your knees. Slide your ribs back, gently press your head back to lift your chin, and then think left tricep, left arm towards your ear as you slide your right elbow more to the left, to the middle of your spine. As you create the slightest bit of resistance, tug your strap apart, press back through your head, stay right here breathing, or slow and steady tip over to the right for a side bend. A full breath in and a longer breath out. And now on your inhale, press your head back to come up through center. Unravel your arms, ditch your strap off to the side. Come to stand at the top of your mat, take a breath in to reach up. And as you exhale, soften your knees to fold over your legs. Plant your palms to the top of your mat. Step your feet to the back of your mat to bring it back to downward facing dog. And now from your down dog, lift the right leg up and back. As you exhale, draw your right knee to your nose for core plank. See if you can bring your shoulders over your wrists. Push down into the floor and scoop your right thigh 1 centimeter further forward. Inhale to extend up and back through the right foot. And as you exhale, last one, right knee to right armpit. Flex the right foot, lift your left thigh higher, lift your butt higher, and into that space, maybe carve the right thigh 1 inch further forward. Inhale to extend up and back through the right foot. And as you exhale, one more time, step it all the way through to lunge, right foot between your hands. Spin your back heel to the floor for extended side angle. Right forearm to your right thigh, maybe left arm to the sky or over your ear. We were here before. Hug your feet together. Hug the shoulder blades together. Slide the ears back as you take a deeper breath in and an even longer breath out. And now reach back through the left hand. On your inhale, rise for warrior 2. Stay for your exhale and bend 1 more inch into the front leg. On your breath, straighten the right knee. Reach out through the fingertips. For Trikonasana, bring your right hand to your block on the inside or outside of the foot, up to you. But hug the legs and feet together. Press straight down into the right hand and reach up through the left fingertips to grow taller. Slide the shoulders back, the ears back to lean back. Adding one more on, Ardha Chandrasana, with your left hand on your left hip. Look to the floor. Slowly heel toe your left foot towards the front of your mat. And now walk your right hand way far forward and slightly off to the right as you lean into your block to lift your left foot up off the floor. Try to, instead of letting your left heel swing back behind you, let your left foot come more to the left so you can see it in your peripheral vision. And now lift your left inner thigh 1 more inch. Stay here, or for the bonus thigh stretch, Chapasana, bend your left knee, kick your left tush to your heel, and then perhaps your left hand reaches around to grab the left foot. Think left thigh forward. As you press your foot back into your hand, let that turn your chest and belly to the left. A breath. Stay for the exhale. And then inhale to release long through the limbs. Soften your right knee to step the left foot back to lunge. Plant your palms. And to downward facing dog we meet. From your down dog, look at your right hand and let it come as wide as your mat as you turn your right thumb to face more to the front of the room. Now turn both of your heels to the right, all 10 toes to the left, and step your left foot halfway forward to the middle of your mat. As you push down into your feet, lift your butt. For this version of supported side plank, bring your left hand to your left hip. Maybe left hand reaches towards the sky. Maybe your left arm reaches forward towards the floorboards in front of your mat. But a deeper breath in. Stay for the exhale. Think shoulders and ears back. And then inhale to unwind. Bring your hands to the ground and step back through the left foot for downward facing dog. Whew! No one else? Great. A bender on one side. All right, lower the knees to the floor. Sit back onto your heels. A breath. We've barely made it to the arm balance. That's coming next. And then we're going to lay down. Any questions about what we did? A pro tip, I might have shared this with you before, but when I figured this out for my own practice, it helped Half Moon go from dreaded hope, a wish, and a prayer balance to like, okay, I can kind of stack the deck in my favor. And the trick, not even the trick, but the tip that I suggest is, unfortunately, the best way to see this is from the back view because you can see where the legs are. So we did extended side angle. We did warrior 2. We did triangle. And you'll notice the legs didn't move. They stayed exactly there. But what inevitably happens, bless you, is when this back foot comes off of gravity, it starts to have a mind of its own. Sometimes it goes here, sometimes it bends, sometimes this bottom heel. No one looked like this. I'm just over-exaggerating to show you. This bottom heel turns out so you feel it in the tush and you get a little cramp. So what I want you to think of is trying to keep your feet in line just like they were in extended side angle, triangle, and warrior 2. So as this block walks forward, you try to keep this heel in line, and instead of letting this leg reach back, reach it forward this way so you can see it in your peripheral vision. And then when you do, the leg might have a little more room to lift. Then even when you bend the knee and reach the hand, you see how my thigh is forward of the hip and not here? Oh, good God. That's what usually happens. I'm thinking thigh forward, foot back, and that's what helps my chest spin open to the sky. So the foot acts like a rudder. This is going to be helpful because after this, in a moment, we'll come into Vashisthasana and Ekapada Kundinyasana, maybe combining both with each other, which was someone's request. Does that help, seeing that? It's the back leg. Let that be your anchor. Let's try the other side. Downward facing dog. Lift your hips to the sky as you take a breath. Notice what you feel and see. And now on your next inhale, lift the left leg up and back. Left knee to nose for core plank. I always forget about them, but I didn't today. Inhale to reach the left leg up and back. And as you exhale, left knee to left shoulder. Lift your right thigh, lift your booty, look forward, and scoop the left thigh an inch forward. Now inhale to extend up and back through the left foot. As you exhale, step it all the way through to lunge. Take your time, spin your back heel to the ground. Left forearm to your left thigh, right hand to your hip, to the ceiling or overhead, Parsvottanasana. As you hug your feet towards each other, hug the shoulder blades together, and then slide your ears back as you listen for your breath. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now reach back through the right hand on your inhale, rise for warrior two. Stay for your exhale and bend one more inch into the front leg. Press the left leg straight. Take a full breath in to get long. And as you exhale, Trikonasana, bring your left hand to your block on the inside or outside of the foot. And now either look or just feel with your mind's eye where your feet are. With the left heel and toes in line, with the right foot in line with your hip, can you hug the legs together? Slide the shoulders and ears back. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Bring your right hand to your hip and look to the floor. See where you're going. Slowly heel toe your right foot towards the front of the room. And as you walk your left foot forward and off to the left, lean into your block to lift the right foot. Now, instead of letting the right leg swing back, let the right foot reach more forward. Lift your right inner thigh to the sky. Stay right here. Or as you look to the floor, bend your right knee, kick your tush with your heel, and let the right hand grab the foot. Slowly press your thigh forward towards the brick wall, and then press your foot back into your hand and let that revolve your chest open to the right, maybe to the sky. A breath. On your inhale, release the legs, soften your left knee to step back through the right foot, step back through the left foot to take it back to down dog. Okay, yay! It's one of those things where I watch and I don't want to say a single thing, but in my mind I'm like, solid. From your down dog, you get the option. Stay right here with your breath. Lower your knees to the ground and take a few breaths close to gravity. Or your breath might take you through one of those linking vinyasas we've done together before. But slow and steady that breath down. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out through every direction. Yeah, Emily, we forgot that one, didn't we? Oops, it felt so good. We'll try it. That'll be the option. We forgot the side plank on the second side, a Sunday. Okay, take your time. Let's all meet in table. All sit onto your heels, shake it out, and sip some water. So we have done a significant amount of prep poses to move to the direction where we're going. The first round we'll practice is Ekapada Kundalini A with the blocks. And now, like I said earlier in class, every arm balance is a big hip opener with chaturanga in the arms. So here, we did extended side angle a billion times with chaturanga in the arms. Imagine if you were to flip me on the floor, this is what the pose would look like. Flip me on the floor, and this is what the pose would look like. It's obviously very different when your hands are on the ground, but this is the theoretical. Not the theoretical, the real, the very real. This is real life. So for this version, the way that we'll set it up is bringing your blocks and your blanket somewhere to the middle of your mat. The goal is never to lift your hips up off of the block or blanket, but to feel how far forward we're looking to move the chest so the legs can lift up. So I'll show it to you and then you can decide. So from your blocks and blanket, in a moment, you'll hover over your blocks in down dog. And now right foot will come to the outside of your right hand like you did in lizard lunge. You land so that your hips, your pelvis come onto the block. It's not the belly, it's not the knee, but it's the weight of your hips and pelvis that will be supported. You can be here the whole time. You'll get a big hip opener. You'll get lots of length through the chest. And I invite you to stay here. If you're like, I'm good, we're lying down after this. So if you're ready to find a more restorative hip opener, or supportive hip opener, please be here. The next variation is you bring your arm and your leg to kiss one another. The right arm and the right leg come to touch. Now I'm thinking chest forward, and as I clear the imaginary blocks, the back leg might lift. You see how my elbows are over the wrists? Chest forward, elbows back without heel. I mean, if you want to bring your face to the floor, you definitely can, but I'm thinking shoulder blades together. And then maybe as this thigh rests onto your elbow, it lifts. You see how this is extended side angle? Triangle, extended side angle, triangle. Big difference, but that's the difference. And then to come out, it's like a seesaw. You push and you lower the knees to the floor. Yeah? So the end goal, the dream is, it's not how low can your face get to lift the leg, but how, bless you, far forward can you bring your chest to make space for the back of you to lift up. So everyone have something, a variation they want to explore? I'll talk you through them. Lizard lunge with support, or that arm balance. So find your blocks, stack them one on top of the other somewhere in the middle of your mat, and then just so that there's softness, I like to bring the blanket over it. And now once you find it, bring your hands as wide as your mat in front of the blocks and come into your downward facing dog so that your chest is hovering somewhere over the blocks. That's it. Watch out for any props to your right or left as you lift the right leg up and back. It's always me. Right foot to the outside of your right hand. And now lower your hips so that your pelvis, the top of your left thigh, lands on the block. Now stay here for a breath. Push down into the floor, lift your chest. Look forward, not down. As you lift up through the heart, take a breath. In through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Now stay here the entire time. Or bring your right arm and your right leg to make out. Let them kiss each other. Let them touch. There you go. And now think chest forward. Clear the imaginary blocks as you bend your elbows, and maybe you come onto your left big toe. Maybe the left foot hovers. Maybe your right leg rests on your right arm and you reach your right foot to the right. Maybe you look at the right foot. Maybe you straighten the right leg and foot high five your friend to the right. And when you do not want to do this anymore, bend your knees, push through your palms to lower your feet. Okay. Huh? Aaliyah, does this satisfy the request? Just hidden in the middle. How'd that go? Great. Any questions? You want to try the other side? There's always one side that feels very different than the other. So this side might have felt great. The other side might also feel great. Both sides might also feel interesting. Let's come to down dog, hips to the sky. Take a breath, let yourself arrive. And now watch for any props to your left as you lift the left leg up. Left foot, bring it to the outside of your left hand, and take a breath to land your pelvis and your hips onto the block. Now look forward. Reach your chest forward. The direction to where you're moving, see it, breathe into it. And now only if you'd like to play with some balance, bring your left arm and your left leg to kiss each other. Let them touch. And now clear the imaginary blocks. Look forward as you bend your elbows, and maybe the right leg gets lighter. Maybe the left thigh rests on top of your left arm, and the left foot gets lighter. Maybe look at the left foot, say hi to it. Maybe you straighten the left leg like triangle. A breath. And then when you're steady, press into the floor like a seesaw to tap your feet to the ground. Yay! Did one side feel different? Yeah, same. Okay, last variation, an offering, an option. So some of you might know this already. When you do something the same the second time, things become more familiar, meaning the second time you do it, you might remember, oh, I have some breath in there, and you can breathe a little more fully. So I invite you, if you see what I offer next and you're like, I have no interest in doing this, it's Sunday. It's Easter. It is the day of the, what did he do today? He actually rose. He rose. He died at Christmas? It says Christmas is his birthday. He rose now.
He died like 3 days ago.
Okay.
Fine now.
Okay, he's fine now. Well, I don't even know what the metaphor is for that, but you get to do anything you want. So, I guess that is the metaphor. You can do anything that you want, whenever you want. All right, the next variation. Do this exact same thing again. You can also observe. You get a lot through watching other folks. Or the second step, if you want to string a few things along, as in string a few poses together, from down dog, you pivot your heels to one side, toes to the other. Maybe you step your foot halfway, and we find that supported side plank that we didn't do on the first side. Shug the shoulder blades together, slide the ears back. Be here. Maybe your hand catches the knee and you turn your chest. Maybe it catches the foot and you extend the leg. Vashisthasana. Maybe you look to the floor, bring your hands to the ground, bend the knee like that plank pose, and now clear the imaginary blocks as you come into extended side, what is this? Ekapada Kundanyasana 2. And then you take it back. This, stay with me. Yeah? This. Same, but wildly different. So the same actions that we're working towards in the legs, broadness through the chest, opening through the hips, and maybe stacking one on top of the other. So like I said, if you saw that and you're like, Anisha, no, I don't want to, you can come to here too. Step it halfway forward, lizard lunge with the block. Love that one. Lots. But there's the other option if you want to try it. I'll talk you through either variation, once on each side, and now we lie down to rise again. This is why I don't teach on Sundays, because who knows what comes out of here. I should be on my couch. So if you're choosing the variation with the blocks, please feel free to find them in the middle of your mat. If you're interested in no blocks, clear them, but we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Watch for props, people around you, take a breath, and let your hands come as wide as your mat. We'll all begin in that supported side plank. So check to see that your left hand is as wide as the left side of your mat. Turn your left thumb to face more to the front of the room. This will help the wrist and forearm. Now pivot your heels to the left, turn your toes to the right, and start by stepping your right foot halfway forward to the middle of your mat. Press into the floor, lift your butt. Right hand can come to your hip. You might reach it to the sky. Only if you have interest, the higher your hips lift, your right foot might get lighter. Your right hand might grab your right shin or the thigh, calf, or ankle as you straighten your right leg to the sky. Lift your booty. And now look to the ground. Release the foot. Bend your right knee and either step your right foot to the outside of your right hand or draw your right knee to your right shoulder. Now, how far forward can you bring your chest so that you clear the imaginary blocks? Bend your elbows, and maybe it's a hop, 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 hop of the left foot. Maybe it lifts.
What if your face is on the ground?
Your face can be on the ground.
There's like nowhere else to go.
There's nowhere. Nice. When you don't want to do it anymore, come back to your belly, down dog, tabletop, however you land. Yeah, the question was, what if your face is on the floor? I love to see it. It can be your Ekapada Kundanyasana forever can look like this. Yeah? A third point of contact. A moment that might help is this free elbow. So you see this one that's coming out? Yes, it's chaturanga in the arms, but you might, depending on the proportions, your elbow might come to the wrist to give you another little boost. And then only if you want to, it never has to, then maybe one day it releases off to the side. But that might help the face not be on the floor as you bring your elbows in towards your hips.
What do you mean by your elbow might come to your wrist?
Ribs.
Oh, okay.
Ribs and hip. Yeah. Yeah? One more side. Any questions?
I feel like it's hard for me in the side plank, like the rotation here.
Yeah.
I feel like tips or tricks for like
Yes.
really remaining strong here.
I like to shorten the stance a drop so that depending on the ankle, that bottom ankle comes to the floor. So like bring your right foot and your right hand closer together, and now lift your butt even higher, like side crescent. And now, as you lift your hips, can you bring the right big toe onto the ground? How's that feel for your foot?
The right big toe onto the ground.
Like this. Instead of blade edge, foot on the floor. Yeah.
Feels kind of wild.
It's wild. But when the whole foot comes down, it helps create a little steadiness. And now lift your hips higher, even more, and send your right thigh back. That's it. Like extended side angle. I don't wobble. Yay! With the perfect face of just. Was that helpful? Because sometimes the bottom hip for that one, we're almost done. The bottom hip for that one, gravity wants to bellow you to the floor. So the practice is, whoa, and thigh back. Yeah. With that sound effect. Other side. I will be here. Downward facing dog. Hips to the sky. A breath or two to let yourself arrive. And now look to see that your right hand is as wide as the right side of your mat. Turn your right thumb to face more forward. This will help your wrist. Pivot your heels to the right, toes to the left. And now step your left foot halfway forward for that supported side plank. Push into the floor, lift your booty up, that right thigh up and back. And then perhaps the left hand stays on your hip, you reach it to the ceiling or overhead. You might catch the left knee, the left calf, the foot as you straighten the leg to the sky. A breath. And now look to the ground. Nice, Elizabeth, I like that wall assist. Look to the ground. Lower the left hand, draw your left knee to your left armpit, and now look forward. Clear the imaginary blocks. Look forward. Hop, 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 hop off that back leg. That's it. When you do not want to do this any longer, a way to rest, belly, child's pose, tabletop, down dog. A moment to steady your breath down. Whew. Squeezing your hands together, like chaturanga. You're squeezing them together and shoulder blades together. It's like all here. Yeah. If, also like, why? Yeah. One day, but also. Nice, Aaliyah. All right. To rinse it out, I know by popular demand we want to be laying down. We will do that in literally one moment. Come to lay on your belly first. So heads up towards me, feet towards the wall behind you. Come to lay all the way onto your belly. And for a pec stretch, a chest opener, just watch for any props to your sides as you bring your arms to cactus or goalpost arms. So look at your elbows and see that your elbows aren't lower than your shoulders. In fact, that they're in line with your shoulders. Bring your palms flat on the ground. And now come onto your right cheek and look at your left hand. Bend your left knee, lift your left toes up, push into your left palm to roll the whole left side of your body on top of your right. This is kind of a look at someone who knows what they're doing and copy them because the ripple effect is real. Your left foot might hover up off the floor. It might tap the floor behind you. You might bring your head onto a block or let your cheek rest onto the ground. I like to come up onto my left fingertips as I dart my left elbow to the ceiling. And then shrug your left shoulder up and back as you press your right palm into the floor. Feel the whole right front of your chest broaden. A deeper breath in. Even open your mouth to let that breath go. And then slowly draw yourself back through center. Keep looking at that left hand as you bring your left palm down onto the ground. With your left elbow in line with your left shoulder. If it's lower, you might feel a little tweak in the shoulder. If it's in line, you'll feel more stretch in the more space in the pec. And now look to your right hand, come onto your left cheek, bend your right knee, And as you push through your right palm, roll the right side of you on top of the left for the twist on the other side. Your head might come onto the block or onto the ground. Your right foot might hover in the air, just being mindful of those around you. Perhaps your right foot taps behind your left. But take a big breath in. Stay for your exhale. Shrug that right shoulder up and back. Then on your inhale, come all the way back to your belly. Press yourself up through to child's pose, balasana. Bring your feet together, your knees wider than your mat, or as wide as your mat. And as your hips move towards your heels, your head might come onto the block, onto the floor, or onto your stacked palms. But can you for a moment let your belly be soft and full? Let your head be heavy as you listen for the full depth of your breath. On your next inhalation, press yourself up through to all fours. And before we come on to lie onto your back, have your therapy balls close by and have one of your blocks close by as well. You can just place those off to the sides. If you need therapy balls or a block, call me over and I can bring them over to you. But as you make your way onto your back, have your heads facing the front of the room, feet facing the back of the room, and come to lay onto your back. Once you're on your back with your therapy balls and your block close by, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor, shrug your shoulders to your ears, and snuggle your shoulder blades together. We'll all take a few rounds of breath in supported bridge pose. Press through your feet, lift your hips, and slide that block to its lowest or second lowest height underneath your hips, your tush. Once you find the weight of your hips and pelvis land onto the block, shrug your shoulders towards your ears, wiggle the shoulder blades towards each other, and gently press the back of your head down so that the throat can be open for breath to come through. Your hands might rest on your belly or alongside of you, but call yourself back to your breath with 4 deep breaths. Each inhale can move in, down, and wide. And every exhale out through each pore of your being. The breath that moves first in the direction of your heart. Your heart that awakens and illuminates your mind. And the mind that inspires the brilliance of your body. So as you take another breath in and down, let it fill you up. Even open your mouth to let all of that breath go. Now with just enough effort, push through your legs to lift your hips. Slide the block out from under your tush with your feet as wide as your mat, your hands on your ribs or on your belly. Drop your knees to the right like windshield wipers on a car. Wait for your inhale to bring the knees all the way up through center. Watching for neighbors and props. Exhale to drop the knees to the left. Do that once more on your own. Wait for your inhale to bring the knees back up. Open your mouth to let it go as your knees drop to the right. Inhale to bring the knees up through center. Big exhale to drop the knees to the left. Now the next time you draw both knees back through the middle, give them a hug in towards your chest or belly. Make some small circles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you lean ever so slightly from one side to the other. And as you hug your right leg in towards your belly or chest, lower the left foot down and start to roll the right ankle in one or the other direction. See if you can spread the right toes as wide as you can spread them. Flex the foot, point the toe, and feel the whole range of motion in the right ankle and foot. Now the next time the right foot comes through center, Cross your right ankle over your left thigh for supine figure 4. Flex your right foot to feel steadiness in the right ankle and knee. Stay exactly as you are breathing, or perhaps you lift your left foot up off the ground and interlace your hands behind your left thigh as you flex through both feet. Shrug your shoulders to your ears. Snuggle the shoulder blades towards each other and gently press the back of your head down into the earth. Stay here for a few breaths, or completely optional to straighten your left heel up towards the sky as you flex through the right foot. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. And now as you bend your left knee, uncross the right ankle, lower your feet to the ground. Give your left foot and left leg a hug in towards your chest and start with the circles in your left foot or ankle. See if those toes can spread and point. Flex. Go clockwise and counterclockwise. And now the next time you draw your left foot through center, cross your left ankle over your right thigh for supine figure 4. Stay right here with your breath full, steady, and wide. Or you might lift your right foot up off the ground and interlace your hands behind your right thigh. But notice all of those points of contact with the ground, the backs of your hips, parts of your shoulders, and the back of your head. Can you snuggle your shoulder blades towards each other? Let the back of your head soften to the earth. And perhaps you straighten your right heel towards the sky as you take a deeper breath in, down, and wide. And exhale through your nose or mouth to offer the breath out. And now bend your right knee, lower both feet to the ground. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. Knock your knees into one another and let your hands rest on your belly or on your chest. Take a full breath into your palms. And open your mouth to let that breath go. Take another one the same. Breathe into your belly, the back of your chest, and the sides of your being. And open your mouth to offer all of that breath out. Now reach your right arm overhead. Roll over onto your right hand side just to press up to a seat so I can show you how we'll set up for Shavasana, which we'll come to momentarily. Oh, therapy balls. Therapy balls. Lie down. Sorry. Let's do therapy balls in the upper back, and then we'll get to some. So take the therapy balls out of their tote, or you can keep them in. It's up to you. But once you find the therapy balls in or out of the tote, lift your head and shoulders up off of the ground. And from your upper back, pop them in between your shoulder blades onto either side of your spine. Think in between the wings of your shoulder blades, the scapula, framing out the spine and your traps. And as your head gets heavy either onto the floor or onto a block to alleviate pressure, let your hands fall anywhere they fall. A deeper breath in and a longer breath out. You might stay exactly where you are with your arms heavy. There's so much to do in stillness. Or perhaps you explore reaching your arms towards the ceiling, noticing any difference. But can you offer any stillness or movement to your breath? If your arms are reaching to the sky, you might stretch your fingertips 2 more inches to reach for the skylights above you, and then plug the shoulder blades towards each other. Take 1 more breath anywhere you are, and open your mouth to let that breath go. And now release your arms down by your sides if they're lifted. For 2 more places in the upper back, bend your knees, bring both feet onto the floor, and push through your legs to roll your body a few inches towards your head so the therapy balls come down. to the middle of your shoulder blades, slightly lower than before. A big breath in, and open your mouth to let that breath go. Stay here with your arms, or perhaps you reach your arms slowly to the ceiling, and just being mindful of props and neighbors around you. Perhaps your left arm stays reaching to the sky as you reach your right arm overhead towards the front of the room. And then the right arm reaches to the ceiling as the left arm reaches overhead. And just see if you can move 10% slower than you are already as you remember the fullness of your breath in through the nose, out through your nose or parted lips. And now if your arms are lifted, after a few even rounds of breath, you can release them down by your sides. And for one more place, push through your legs to roll your body another few inches to the top of your mat. So the therapy balls come down your back to the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, ever so slightly lower than before. A deep breath in and a long breath out. Stay here with your arms, or reach those arms one more time to the sky to give yourself an embrace as if your hands could reach for the therapy balls behind your back. Can you let the palms and fingers be soft? Maybe you lean gently from one side to the other. If you have and are giving yourself that hug, you might switch which elbow is on top to notice any difference. Can I help you out? There you go. Is that okay? A bigger breath in and a longer breath out. And now unwrap your arms if they're wrapped around you. Clear any blocks from underneath you if they're there. And to make that exit journey, you can either roll your hips towards your heels and feel the therapy balls come up your back, or you can roll over onto one side and push the therapy balls out of the way. But when they exit and you drape your upper back onto the earth, a moment, a breath, to notice what you don't see with your eyes, but you can clearly feel under the surface of your skin. And now this time, one more time with your knees bent, feet on the floor, reach your right arm overhead, roll over onto your favorite side to set up for Shavasana. So for Shavasana today, we'll elevate the legs to let the low back release. So you'll come in a moment with your head towards the front of the room, feet to the back. You can have, if there's a variation of Shavasana that you love, please feel free to come into it. But for an option, you can bring your blocks stacked next to each other at their lowest height. For some softness, the blanket over the blocks. And as you come to lay down, the crook of your knees will rest over the blocks and blanket. See if your heels can be heavy on the ground as you come to lay all the way onto your back. And if you lay down on the ground and something doesn't feel quite right or asymmetrical, please do call me over. And more than happy to adjust. Thanks for coming. Have a good weekend. Thanks for coming. You're good. I got it. And with your heels connected to the floor or a blanket, feel free to let your hair down, set your glasses safely off to the side, and let your arms rest anywhere they fall, on your body or alongside of you. Let those eyes soften or close to once again turn towards your breath. Let your next inhale move in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer every drop of that breath out to get heavier into the earth. Let each round of your breath gently dissolve the entire practice that was. Let each breath help you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as each round of your breath lets you get heavier into the earth, the heavier you become, the more spacious and lighter you may start to feel. Bless you. Can I help you with the blocks for a moment? Lift your legs up. Just to see. One more time, lift your legs. And how's that? With the heels down. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a deeper breath out. Take another breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in and the very being that you are, with any movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you gently tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against its support. Just being mindful of props and those around you. Perhaps you reach your legs away from your arms or draw your knees in towards your own chest. But when the time comes, we'll all meet with the knees bent, one or both of your arms overhead as you roll to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. A breath or two here on the ground, and with the least amount of effort needed, press down into the floor to rise to a tall seat, similar to how we began. As you take a deep breath in and down, let it fill you up completely, And exhale to offer the breath up and out through every direction of you. Our time together will finish with one more of those breaths, followed by the sound of one Om, to invoke blessings not just upon ourselves, but to each other. As you draw your hands to center, where that feels for you, take a deep breath in to offer it all out. Inhale in for Om. Om. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple yet sincere gesture of self-reverence, bowing to yourself and to one another who practiced right alongside with you. And I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for being here. Bless you. Thank you. Great to be with you. Great to see you, meet y'all. If there's any props you use from the studio, there are some wipes here to wipe some things down with. It's always helpful. Drink water. Diligent against the allergies. They've taken me down this year. And I hope to see you soon. The announcements that I have while you're setting up. June is far, but also right around the corner, and I didn't realize how much stuff I'm doing in June. Monday nights in June, I'll be offering an 1.5-hour long series called Pose Breakdown to Breakthroughs. And then on the summer solstice, June 21st, Kale and I will be teaching a live cello and yoga class, where Kale will be playing live cello, and I'll be teaching a gentle full spectrum class. We did this last February in the middle of winter, and it was such a dream. And now on the longest day of the year, we'll do it again. Other things. Anyone else have announcements? What's going on in your lives, your worlds, things to do, things to see, places to be? Nas is playing in July. At the Man?
Yeah, with the Philadelphia Orchestra.
Oh. I just bought tickets for Indo Warehouse. They're the Indian DJ duo who plays the Indian drums, the dhol and bhangra. They're playing at 12th and Vine. They played at Coachella and played all the classic Bollywood bops, where I was like, am I 12 years old again? Because this feels great. But they're performing really close. So Nas, these guys, anyone else? None of the announcements have to be related to yoga at all. I just like to know what's going on. Indo Warehouse, thank you. Yeah, tickets are $30 and they're still available. I have no idea. I've only ever watched it on YouTube, so I have no idea. But I asked my dad if he wants to come, so him and I might be going together.
Yeah, sounds like a vibe.
But he goes to sleep at 7:30 and the show starts at 9. So I'm like, coffee. See you soon, y'all.